What's up, fight fans, and welcome back to another Vegas Odds breakdown here on the Vegas Odds YouTube channel. I'm your host, the fight analyst Garrett Kerman, and with me, as always, is my man Joe Danger himself, Jesse Hobson. What's up, man? How's it going?
LFA back again. I can't. My dad. I watched the last card with my dad. We loved it. We obviously got a few fights wrong last time. Hopefully we can redeem ourselves, but there is only so much homework that you can do. I did say though that it is very possible that the guy from Goat Shed does get subbed. So at least I bet on him, but I still assume, I got a little bit right. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately we still lost. So sorry about that, guys. But
yeah,
hopefully I can redeem myself this week.
Unfortunately, it was a down week. Shit happens. It was a shitty fight card altogether. Anyways, other than our boy Yuma not getting the nod, I was very upset there. Yeah. It is what it is, but life goes on. He'll be back. He'll be better than ever. I'm expecting that from him. But yeah, we got LFA 150 on tap. Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on UFC Fight Pass. The main event is in the bantamweight division between Ari Farias and John Sweeney. So it's not the best fight card on paper, but there are some good fights like Miguel Sanson and Mark Camacho. That's arguably the best fight on the card other than the main event in Ari Farias and John Sweeney. But yeah, let's get right down into the breakdown for LFA 150. Let's get it.
I like it. Bruce Buffer's job is safe. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit, But the biggest odds, I'm here.
Okay,
you hear my voice, not Bruce Buffer, the fucking fight analyst. All right, all right. Let's just start at the top, with the tippy top. All right, first fight up in the bantamweight main event: John Sweeney taking on Ari Farias. Right now, the line is Ari minus 200. They come back on Sweeney. Plus 163. Who do you got?
Wow. Money is coming in on Sweeney. Interesting enough, both guys come into this one fresh off decision victories. While Sweeney has faced decent competition, he has a horrible nickname. The dude calls himself Hollywood while being from South Carolina. Come on, man. Sweeney has no submission losses, but that should change this weekend. Ari is a wizard on the ground. I always say that, but this time it's true. He can be knocked out, but Sweeney seems to be a decision machine as of late. So either one of these guys is winning a close decision, or I would say Ari finds the submission. My money is on the latter. I think Ari finds the submission, or one of these guys wins a close, very razor-thin decision.
I think this could be a good fight. Both these guys are, willing to exchange in the pocket. They're both well-rounded. But I think Ari is just a little bit better than majority of the aspects between the two. Ari is definitely the better grappler of the two. Definitely the more threat when it hits the mat. And that's where I think he's going to have the bigger advantage. I think he's also the stronger of the two. And I think he's going to be able to utilize that ground game to his advantage and possibly sink in a rear naked choke to get the job done inside the distance for us. I think he's going to look like the minus 200 favorite. And I think we might be seeing him fight for the LFA title soon against whoever their bantamweight champ is. But I don't know right off the bat.
Whoever that loser is.
Whoever that guy is, he's fucking losing next. But yeah, I got Ari taking the dub here, minus 200, and keep his win streak going. He's got 2 in a row. Sweeney's on his own little streak as well. He's coming into this fight with a lot of hypes around him. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to that main event. All right,
Hollywood himself.
In the co-main event, we have a fight between Thomas Peterson and Richard Foster right now, and that's a heavyweight fight.
Yes, sir.
Heavyweight fight right now. Peterson minus 1,587. What in God's name is that? Okay, and the comeback of Richard Foster plus 800.
Yeah.
Who do you got there?
Yeah. So. What's crazy about that line is at the beginning of the week, it was minus 1,000. So there is money coming.
Who the fuck is betting?
Yeah, well, that's crazy to me. But here's the thing. Peterson's only loss comes from UFC prospect Waldo. The big boy, and that loss was dealt in the third round. So Peterson can hang. He can get hit, and he can withstand some damage. Foster's record, on the other hand, has multiple losses scattered throughout. Typically, I'd argue that most big boy fights are a toss-up, but this is one of those occasions that this isn't the case. Outside of the height, Peterson has every advantage, and he should find the knockout eventually. I mean, Foster has a decent ground game, but he's nearly 40. Peterson KO.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go with the train Thomas Peterson to get the job done here. Obviously, it's a setup match. We know that. It's pretty easy squash match, as we can see. Foster is 6-4, whereas Peterson is a prospect that's 6-1. And this is not like your D1 collegiate wrestler that's transitioning to MMA who's got like 2 fights under his belt and now he's a massive minus 200 favorite against a guy with 10 fights. No, this is an MMA fighter that's a prospect that's getting a huge favorite over a guy that shouldn't be fighting him, right? Yeah. This is an experienced MMA fighter, not a collegiate athlete trying to transition. So that's where we get a lot of those inflated heavyweight lines with these fucking big behemoth D1 All-American wrestlers that are facing guys with 10 wins and they're only got like 2 wins or 1 win under their belt. It's like, what the fuck? And then you see them fucking lose. That's like the prime thing that happens in Bellator and LFA on time-to-time basis. But so that's neither here nor there, and that should not happen here. Peterson goes in there, starches Foster, and keeps it fucking trucking.
Yeah, this is gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah, that's not like this is prime matchup here.
Yeah,
prime matchup. All right, in the flyweight division, we have a fight between Miguel Sanson and Mark Camacho. Right now, the line is Camacho minus 200 to come back on Sanson plus 150. What do you got?
Yeah, it looks like the money's coming in on Sanson. I picked Sanson in his last fight, and while he did win, he had me worried at times, especially in the beginning. He still has a lot to work on, and he's very timid depending on where the fight goes. Mark is simply the more complete fighter of the two. And while he does have a loss, his single loss comes at the hands of Yuma. This will be a battle, but I feel that Camacho will win most exchanges, and it will slowly but surely become evident that Camacho is ready for the next step in competition. I'd assume he gets the call up to contender sooner rather than later, and if not that, he'll probably be fighting for some sort of belt with LFA very, very soon. I like him by decision, by the way.
This is a good fight.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a fucking great fight. Arguably the best fight on the card. It's gonna be back and forth. Sanson is no slouch. He's 4-0 as a professional. He's coming into this fight with a lot of hype surrounding him. He's very well rounded, good on the feet, really good in his grappling and wrestling exchanges. Camacho is dynamite on the feet. He's got some really good power in his own right. I feel like he's going to want to keep it on the feet where he probably has the power advantage and just the overall striking advantage on the feet. I really don't want to pay the premium on Camacho here, but I do think he's the right side. I just think he's just going to be too big, too strong, be able to keep this fight on the feet where he's going to be able to be definitely more powerful, landing the heavier shots between the two. But, man, I'm so excited for this one. This is going to be a good fight.
Well, he was minus 300, so you're getting a steal at minus 2. I would also probably say that if you keep watching that line, it might trickle into the minus 190, 195, or kind of look at the other books, see what's available.
It looks like the money's starting to come back a bit on him. It dipped all the way down to minus 155. Now it's all the way back to minus 225 right now. So
interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be a good fight. It'll be a close fight. I just feel like he's the more well-rounded of the two. He's less timid. Like he just seems like he has that grit that I like to bet on.
Yeah, I just think Sanson's going to have to take this fight to the mat if he wants to get the job done.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be fun.
All right, our next fight up is in the welterweight division between Scott Ritz and Jalen Fuller. Right now, the line is Fuller minus 167 to come back on Ritz plus 130. Who do you got?
Yeah, I think that this is a much well, I mean, the odds are close, but I think that this should be a pick 'em. Both guys have a decent ground game. So that's really anyone's guess as to who will win there. On the feet, though, Ritz should have his way with Fuller. He is shorter, but if and when he gets inside, he should be able to work combinations. And if he doesn't finish Fuller, he should be able to hurt him. Some of Fuller's wins are suspect, so it'll be fun to see if Ritz can capitalize on his advantages and win us some dog money. I like the knockout, but a decision isn't out of the question either. I like Scott Ritz money line. I'll take him probably by KO as well. But yeah, I think he's the side here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is arguably the closest fight on the main card. And it's really anyone's guess who gets the job done here because I don't think either one of these two are really extremely high level. They're both 62 at least, but
Yeah.
you have Fuller coming in who's alternating wins and losses. At least Ritz is coming off a 4-fight winning streak and as an underdog. So he's got that going for him. But ultimately this fight definitely I do not want to bet some money on. But if I had to take a chance, normally you're gonna want to go a dog against two guys that really aren't that skilled. If they're both evenly matched and they're both not that good, you're gonna want to take a shot on the dog here. I'm riding with you, taking Scott Ritz as the dog to get the job done.
Yeah. Like you said, I feel like these guys match up pretty well. So I mean, it's dog or pass regardless.
Right. All right. Moving on. Our next fight up is in the bantamweight division between Mitchell McKee and Ira Lukowski. Right now, the line is Mitchell McKee. Sounds about right. Minus 900 favorite in the comeback on Lukowski plus 550. Who do you got?
Yeah. So this. I mean, we all know what this is. Lukowski's losses are by submission. So is it safe to say he gets dealt his first KO this weekend? I'd say he gets knocked out. While the guy is known as a thoroughbred, he lacks a lot of basic skills and movement you'd expect from a fighter at his age. And despite being the elder, Ira is definitely the greener of the two. And while McKee seems to have more tools in the kit, he isn't going to need to utilize much to get the flashy KO finish. Look for Ira, whatever the hell his cowboy name is, to overextend and McKee to take advantage. I like Mitchell McKee by KO. Obvious setup fight. I mean,
Yep.
The cowboy hat's cool and all, but I mean, that picture makes him look a lot cooler than he really is.
Yeah, this is obviously a setup fight for McKee to look good. He's been looking good. He's 3-0. He's a flashy young prospect, good knockout power. They're going to let him go 4-0 and kind of move up the rankings here. He's very well-rounded in every facet, but like you said, he doesn't need much to really get the job done here against Lukowski. He goes in there, makes quick work, knocks his ass out in the first round.
Yeah, it's that type of fight, boys.
Yeah. Last but not least, we have a fight in the middleweight division between Wes Schultz and Dylan Butka.
Yeah.
Butka. Right now, Butka minus 225 to come back on Schultz plus 175. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm kind of interested about this one too. Like, I don't know, something about this fight seems interesting to me. There isn't a lot to go off of on these guys. They only have a few fights. From the little tape I did watch and the quick glance at the records, I think that this is Schultz's fight to lose. We've got a guy that wins by submission, Schultz, and another one that loses by submissions, Butka. Schultz is also slightly bigger, so I'm expecting him to fight a range, get the fight to the ground, and do what he does, find the choke. Simple as that. I like Schultz by sub. I feel like it's going to be an easy fight. Butka might have moments, but ultimately it's Schultz's fight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to just go out on a limb and say, yeah, definitely the underdog and Schultz is going to get the job done because they're both very low-level fighters. I do think Butka's probably the stronger of the two, but from what I've seen, Schultz, he's one of those kind of like lazy, like hippie type of like fighters, right? He's very laid back, throws a lot of kicks, stays at range, and then he'll go in and grapple with you. And he's just a fucking wizard when he gets into the mat and takes your back. And he's really good on the mat. And I expect kind of more of the same here. He's going to utilize his kicks to kind of stay out of range, out of the power of Butka, who definitely has the power advantage over the two on the feet. And I think eventually he's going to be able to drag him to the mat and just kind of backpack him from there and either get the submission or just, ride out a good 15 minutes on the mat and just, tire out the strong, mindless Hulk that is Dylan Butka.
Check that line real quick on MMA odds because
Schultz plus 175.
I feel like that line had some crazy movement then because I don't remember it being that.
It was minus 200 for Butka, and then he moved to minus 225.
Okay. Well, I might be thinking of a different fight then. But yeah, I think we're on the money on that one. I think he's worth the dog stab on that one.
Yep, I do as well. And that's it, guys. That's all we got for you guys for LFA 150. It's on tap Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on UFC Fight Pass. And before we go, please head over to the Vegas Odds YouTube channel. Give this video a like, comment on it. We want to know who you're betting on, and subscribe as well. We will see you all back next week for some more money.